Hey everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this Disney Elsa inspired set. So as you can see, it's got a full-on Frozen vibe and I'm going to be using all of these products here. I decided to just put them all in a picture at the start today rather than showing you as I go through the video. I'm working on my Glamerliz practice hand. I've already applied the tips and a thin clear base. I do have a discount code for Glamerliz which I will leave in the description box below. So on to the design, I'm working with Glitterama Acrylics today and this particular one is called Powder Blue. I'm placing that down at the cuticle area, making sure to get a nice neat cuticle, and then I'm just gently feathering it down the nail. This bead was mainly to cover the nail bed area. And then I'm coming in with this beautiful blue iridescent glitter from Smileys glitter store. This particular one is called Cool as Ice, I believe. However, as always, I list every product I use in the description box below, so do check that out. And I just show you guys here, this is the size of bead of clear acrylic and glitter that I'm picking up because I don't want to apply too much to the nail because this is going to have a few layers. So I'm keeping everything as thin as possible and I'm just making sure I've got a nice even coverage of this glitter first of all. And then I'm coming in with my second glitter from Smileys glitter store, which is called Iceberg. And this is a really pretty white iridescent mix with those silver diamond shaped pieces in it. And because this had the design I was going for was Elsa from Frozen, so I wanted this to all have the shattered ice effect and the blues from her dress and things like that. I've been wanting to do a set of Frozen nails since I watched the film back in December, I believe, and I finally thought I'd give it a go because I had some time on my hands. So yeah, I picked out colours that obviously went with that theme. And then to continue with the shattered ice effect, I'm coming in over the top with some blue angel paper and I've just cut this up into like shard pieces and I'm just placing them over the top of that wet glitter and acrylic mix. It looks quite random when it's like this, but once it's capped and top coated, the way it reflects the light is absolutely beautiful. And then just to add a little bit more dimension to this now, I'm also coming in with some silver foil leaf, which is from the Glitter Nail Angel. And I've just broke this up slightly using my brush and I've just tapped it on randomly around the nail. Now, whilst the glitter is all setting on the pointer finger, I'm working on the ring finger and I'm coming in with that same Cool as Ice glitter mix and applying it to the entire tip of the nail, just gently fading it back ever so slightly over the nail bed area. And then I'm coming in with that same blue angel paper. Now, usually if I was covering the entire tip area or a large area, I would just use one piece of angel paper without cutting it up. But because I wanted that shattered ice effect, I've decided to do it with the smaller pieces of angel paper, just because the effect that it will give off once it's capped and top coated. So I'm just sticking them down. I use some clear acrylic just to hold them all in place if I need to. I'm taking them down over the nail bed ever so slightly as well. And all the pieces that are overhanging, I will trim them off before encapsulating, because when it comes to encapsulating, you need to make sure that that clear acrylic is adhering to your base layer and getting all around everything. So you do need to make sure that any of the overhanging pieces are removed. And then here I'm just putting a thin wash of clear acrylic over that angel paper. I'm not fully encapsulating the nail, I just want it to hold in place whilst I'm working on the rest of the set. And then I'm going to be fading some acrylic over this. So I've picked up a wet bead of powder blue. It's not wet, but it's a bit more wetter than my normal consistency bead because I want it to be able to float over those bumpy pieces of angel paper and glitter. So I've placed that down at the cuticle area, got my cuticle area as neat as I can, and then I'm feathering it down over the nail. The ombre doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be coming in with more glitter anyway. And then I'm just coming in with another bead just to build up that coverage. Again, just fading it out slightly. I don't want to take it too far down the nail. And here you can see it already has that icy mountain vibe. If you've watched Frozen, you'll get what I mean. Just coming in with some more glitter to disguise that blend a little bit. And I'm just picking this up with super tiny beads of clear acrylic because obviously there's lots going on in the nail, so you don't want to be adding too much bulk if you don't need to. Again, add in some of the silver leaf because I really liked how it just gave off a little something extra in the set. So I'm picking them up with my wet brush. As you can see, I've picked up quite a large piece and I'm just nudging them around and breaking them up until I'm happy with how they're all placed on the nail. This is one of those sets that whilst you're doing it, it doesn't look as good as what the final result will look like. All of the angel papers and glitters, etc., they will reflect the light so nicely once it's capped and top coated. And then onto the middle finger, I'm doing a French tip design. So I'm coming in with TNBL pink shimmer and I'm creating my extended nail bed. I've blended out the back of my bead and then I'm using the sides and the tip of my brush to create the smile line shape. Now it doesn't have to be perfect because I will file it crisp with my hand file anyway. Then I'm going to come in with my cuticle bead. So I place this down at the cuticle area, get my cuticle as neat as I can, and then I just feathering it over the previous bead of acrylic. Now this pink, it's called pink shimmer and it does have an ever so slight shimmer to it. However, the camera isn't picking it up, but it's such a beautiful colour to work with. And then because it's a core powder, it doesn't need to be encapsulated. So I'm going to come in with another bead just to build up that apex area so that all of the structure for the nail is there. And as you can see, I just blend it out towards the cuticle area and I leave the bulk of the product in that apex area. Just using my brush to clean up those sides to get it as neat as I can. Then moving on to the little finger, whilst that extended nail bed is setting, I'm going to do a marble tip. So I'm coming in with baby blue, powder blue and Azure, I think it's called, from Glitterama. And I'm picking them up quite wet and just running my brush through them to create a marble effect. So as you can see, I place them down, I bring my brush to a point and just swirl through them. I didn't want this to be a too full-on marble. I wanted it to merge together and have that flowing look like water. And I'm just going to do this until the tip area of the nail is covered. I absolutely love acrylic marbles, and I do find that Glitterama colours are so lovely to marble and create marble designs with. Then whilst I was working on the little finger, my extended nail bed had set, so I went off camera and filed that crisp, and then I'm coming in with baby blue at the free edge of the nail, and I'm just applying a really thin layer of this to the tip, just to make sure that there's the colour there, but I'm going to be covering it with glitter anyway. But down the sides of the wings, I'm not going to be taking that glitter, so I'm making sure to build up the colour there. It doesn't matter if it goes over my nail bed because I will file it all and reveal the smile line again anyway. Just remember to take your acrylic right down into the wings like I'm doing here so that there's no gaps, because otherwise when you file it through, you'll be able to see that there's acrylic missing. And I'm just keeping that all as neat as possible so that I don't have too much finish filing to do. And then on top of this, I'm going to come in with the Iceberg glitter mix again. Quite liked how this looked over the baby blue acrylic. I love these kind of glitters because they just look ever so slightly different depending on what colour you put them over the top of. But I'm just applying that down at the cuticle area and blending it back, and then I'm coming in with some of the Coolers Ice mix as well, just because again I think these two glitters work perfectly together, and I wanted this set to be super sparkly. And then I will need to cap the rest of this now in clear acrylic just to protect that glitter and to finish off building up the rest of the structure of the nail. However, I did all the encapsulating off camera because this was quite a long video due to the design. Moving on back to the little finger, I've picked up a small bead of pink shimmer, placed that down at the cuticle area, and I'm just blending it down over that marble. I did come in with another bead because it didn't look opaque enough, and I'm doing the exact same with that. Now you could leave it like this because I thought it looked quite nice, the ombre marble, but again I wanted this set to be super sparkly, so I'm coming in with some more of that Coolers Ice mix and just placing it along the blend and fading it out. And then I did dig into my acrylic a little bit there. I was getting out a little bit of fluff or something. So I just come in with another tiny bead of that pink shimmer just to patch that up a little bit. And I did fade it over the glitter, and then it sort of gave off a really cool effect because you could still see that glitter under the pink acrylic. So I decided to leave it like that. And then I'm just coming in using my wet brush to pick up some small pieces of glitter just to run them through the marble. And then this is what the nails looked like once I'd fully encapsulated them. And then I went off camera again and filed them all into shape, buffed them, cleaned away all the dust and all of that jazz. And this is how they looked then. I then decided, you know, this set 110% needed some crystals. So I'm coming in with a thin layer of jewelry gel and just applying that roughly where I want my crystals to be. Now this large crystal, I think I got these from AliExpress, but all the other crystals and pearls I use are from the Crystal Studio. So this is their AB horse eyes, and I didn't 100% know what I was doing with this crystal placement, which is why I love using the jewelry gel, because the crystals aren't set in place until you cure them. But I wanted it to have that necklace effect I've seen, you know, like where it looks as though the crystals are hanging down, because it kind of felt like it fitted with the whole Disney princess vibe. So I'm just creating like a pendant shape. I've applied that large crystal, then the two horse eyes, and then the pearl, and then I'm coming in with some ABs just to make the necklace shape. I just applied a little bit more jewelry gel where I needed it, just to make sure that those crystals are set in place. This is probably the way I would apply them if I was doing it on myself as well. And I'm really sorry for the lighting on this section of the videos. It's just whilst I'm applying the crystals. I'm not sure if maybe I'd move my light to get closer to the nail to see what I was doing. But yeah, the lighting just for this step isn't the same or as good as what it is for the rest of the video. I then also applied some caviar beads, as you see, and then I popped that now in my LED lamp to cure for 60 seconds. I did also apply just a few little crystals and pearls on the little finger as well. And then here I'm coming in and top coating. So I've put a small amount of my top coat on a little palette, and then I'm just using a fine nail art brush just to get my top coat all around those crystals. I don't want to get any of the top coat on the crystals because it dulls their shine. So that's why I'm using a small brush to do this step. I absolutely love this now. I thought it looked absolutely amazing. It's just so Disney princess like. And then here as well, you can see I'm just touching up that top coat just to make sure it's all fully top coated. I'm using the Modelones No White top coat today. And then I'm basically just going to top coat the rest of the nails, and you'll get to see their full beautiful sparkliness. And here I'm just showing you, look at the effect you get thanks to the angel paper. I do show you properly once I've top coated all of the nails and cured them. So I'm just going to come in, I apply a nice generous layer of this top coat. I really liked this nail as well. I'm really trying to work on my French tip designs, but they are something I struggle with. So I'm trying to go back to getting one in nearly every set I do, just to get the practice. Now this nail, I absolutely love how this turned out, because this was probably the easiest nail to do of the entire set. It's pretty much just a glitter fade with some angel paper, but that angel paper over the top of the glitter creates such a cool effect. And yeah, I absolutely loved how it turned out. Just reflects, the colours reflect so beautifully. And then this nail, again, because it's got the crystals on it, I'm coming in with my top coat on a fine detailer brush just to make sure I can get that top coat as close to them as possible without touching them. I absolutely loved this marble. I was really pleased with how this set come out. Do you know, sometimes when you picture a set in your head and then you do it, for me today it come out exactly how I had it pictured, so I was really pleased. I then popped them all into cure for 60 seconds, and this is the final result. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're watching and you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you did. The main thing I do on my channel are these acrylic design sets, because they're my absolute favourite thing to do. So yeah, if you enjoy watching, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and I shall see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.